I ain't gonna lie. I don't know anybody that has a better podcast intro than I. I can, yeah, I get
You
all
know
of
what?
the
Hands down,
you,
man. Boom,
you know,
do do
like
dum dum. That
you know the boom, 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 boom. It is just so groovy. Welcome everybody. It is no longer Happy Friday Eve. It is Happy Friday to everybody that is tuning in and will be tuning in. This is Politics with Pan. I'm your host, Pan. My mama named me Christian, but so if you don't know, you know that. It is so good to be here with you this Friday evening. I'm here with my good friend, my partner, my brother, that ice cold gentleman, Mr. Welby. Good. How you
what's up?
doing,
What's up? What's up?
Welby?
I'm good,
How
man. I'm
you doing,
good, man.
man? Everything all right?
Tired. Oh yeah, tired, but it's good. Tired. It's good. Tired.
Tired, tired. I mean, why you tired, brother? Why you tired?
You know what, man? I pray to God for a job that will make me feel fulfilled, and He definitely delivers. Working for the party, it's been nonstop ever since. Nonstop. But
Working.
like I said, it's a good tired though.
I bet. Like working for the party seems like it is exhausting. Working campaigns itself is exhausting.
Oh man, what?
Yeah, it's
What?
too much.
We've been doing this for what? 11 years? We've seen so many
It's been
cycles,
11
and
years.
it's been 11 years, man. 11
God,
years.
dog. I got a gray hair.
I got a grade somewhere around here.
It's
Somewhere.
yeah. I was trying to pull it out earlier. I'm not even gonna lie. I was trying to get rid of it. I was literally trying to get rid of it. Like I
So
don't want to
wait,
like think.
I work with a lot of Gen Zs, and I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, I may need to get some Rogaine. When it was like Rogaine, what is that? I was like, man, I show my age. Some just for
For
men.
sure.
What's that?
Yeah, for sure. The kids have no idea. But I also didn't think that one day I would be a person with a gray, right? Like, you're supposed to grow up and you know what I mean? But like to have a gray hair, it's and to be a father.
It's
I'm like,
a sign of wisdom.
right, I'm a full blown adult. Yet I cannot
You
afford a
are
house.
a dad.
Right? But I still can't afford a house. Right? Like, am I a
Man,
full adult?
it's the economy. It's the economy. It's what
Am
we
I a full
inherited.
adult? You know what I mean? Like, cause there was a time, by the time you was like 23, right? You know what I'm saying? Boys had 4 kids, a house, a
A
dog.
house,
You know what I
man, picket
mean?
fence,
That
whole
same
nine.
house cost $250,000, and it's a 3 bedroom with 1 bathroom with the smallest closets you've ever seen in your entire life. Like in your entire life, these houses are trash. Like these
All
starter
while
homes,
gas prices are $4,
$4. $4. Shout out to my
and
girl
that's on a
Tracy
good
in the
day.
comments. What's happening, Tracy? How you doing, baby? Chad, what's
Hey,
up,
Michigan,
baby?
Michigan.
What's going on, Chad Black? Yeah,
I know some
they
good
was
people in
saving
Michigan.
money too. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the parents and grandparents who were able to come up during the economic boom.
Man,
You know what I
man,
mean? Round of applause for you for being born at a time in which the government was giving people money hand over fist. You know what I mean? But you know, Welby, and this kind of segments into kind of like the point of today, right?
hmm
And I'm glad that you are here because you are a Democratic Party representative. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna hold your feet to the fire, but I definitely
I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna do
Appreciate it.
that. This is a chill show. This is a chill show. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I got a new addition. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Bling,
Uh Bling, right? Oh man,
shining.
that is gonna make such a good clip. That's gonna make such a good clip. Shout out to my boy Darrell Douglas because we do it for the clips. That's why we here. I mean, the podcast is great, but the clips is why we're here. Honestly, we need them clips. We need you to watch them clips. We need you to like them clips and subscribe to the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. If you don't do nothing else for paying, if you don't do nothing for paying, you ain't got to give me
Don't
no
do nothing
money.
else.
You ain't got to kiss me on the cheek. You ain't got to tell me I'm handsome. Stop calling me. But if you can like and subscribe and share the clips when you see them on social media, I would really appreciate it. I actually don't have any way to put it on the chat. I'm not that tech savvy, right? As far as that is concerned, but you can follow me at Politics for Paying on all social media handles. And if you see one of my clips, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, enough of the
Like them
infomercial,
clips.
right? I love them clips. Love them clips, baby. That's all I do. When I'm done working and stuff, I just lay down and like watch YouTube clips. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I'm a YouTube clip fanatic.
I'm
Love
so
YouTube
glad
clips.
that YouTube is still a thing.
I don't think YouTube will ever not be a thing. It's actually like the biggest media platform like in the world. They have like independent
I just
movies
found
on
that
there,
out.
TV
I just found
shows,
all of that
like
out.
it's all kinds of stuff. I mean, you think about all the people who don't have cable anymore, they watch YouTube.
Hmm.
I mean, and they're watching YouTube like religiously. Like I only watch clips. I don't even watch like what
The
the rest of
full.
YouTube has to offer. Yeah. Ever since they gave us clips, I've been hooked. I'm not even gonna lie to you, completely hooked on the YouTube clips. It's a brand new media economy. Media is not the
Hmm.
same as it was anymore. There's
No, it's not.
everybody's cutting their cords. People are tired of the subscriptions. The subscriptions are ridiculously priced, right? Like, and to watch all the
It's like
shows you
playing
want to
cable
watch,
all over again.
you basically have a cable bill. They duped us. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna save you some money." All while slowly, slowly,
Every
slowly,
year,
year
every
raising
year,
the price
always goes
and
up.
adding more commercials, more and more and more commercials. I was streaming because I don't like commercials. I don't want anybody to try to sell me a medicine that's going to make me bleed out of my ears and be partially deaf and then
That's
be
all you
blind
need.
for 3 days. But it's going to help my rheumatoid arthritis.
Why is the side effects worse than the?
And why are they
It's
able
gonna
to
cause me to die.
why are they able to advertise to us? This is the politics and politics of Japan. We should all come together and petition the government to stop letting these medicines advertise to us. Like they need to find another way. If you sell medicine, if you sell cigarettes, I don't think they can sell cigarettes online on the
It's
TV
those big
anymore.
pharma.
Yeah, but I mean, medicine is basically cigarettes. So if you sell medicine, if you sell medicine, you shouldn't be able to advertise to people, right? Like, and they got like I don't know about on the internet too, right? Like, because they got them vapes, and the
Yeah,
vapes, the
they
kids,
expect.
the vapes like that.
Yeah, they especially are doing these vapes to the kids. Like, why are we putting
Yeah, man.
vapes in schools
Purple straw, purple,
intentionally?
purple grape, strawberry, lime, grape
And
flavor.
who does that appeal to? Kids.
Yes. Yes. Like, so if there's somebody out here lobbying against vapes and you see this, you know what I'm saying, call us, right? We'll do that. We'll do that. Anti kids and vapes in schools. You heard it here on Politics of Pan. Now, Welby, back to my point because that was a long tangent. Democracy.
I'm not gonna say, man.
I I would like to talk about the word democracy. And I bring up the word democracy because right now, right, and I know that I know how politics work, and and I would like for you to explain to other people about the separation of the parties, the county party, the state party, the national party. I mean, we do know that there's like synergy. Could you explain to the people how the party system works?
So I was always under the impression that it was a complete synergy. Like
Mm,
there was from federal on down. No, that's not the case at all. Every county has their own Democratic Party, and it's
yeah,
separate from the state, which is separate from the federal. It's not as if all that money gets funneled down or anything like that. So it that I once again recently found that out. I thought it was all just all together.
yeah,
But yes, every county has their own Democratic and Republican party. Um,
yeah,
and here at Harris County, we are the largest in the state and the third in the nation.
yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, we are larger than 25 states. So just think of that.
yeah. It's a lot of land
That
to
is a
cover.
big county.
Yeah, it is a very Harris County is a very large county. Now, I mean, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, we know that from the national level, they are, we're trying to save democracy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a huge talking point. We're trying to save
Mm-hmm.
democracy. We're trying to save democracy. Now, as someone who votes, as someone who participates, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I feel like that's some bullshit. I don't feel as though, right? Like I don't feel like either party is doing much for the people, right? And I'm looking for my party, the Democratic Party, to step its game up, right? And I think the Democratic Socialists are kicking their ass, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as showing like change, right? Like like there's a lot of moderate change happening
Mm-hmm.
with the national party and the state party and some of our local parties. Oh, I don't, I think Harris County, shout out Tracy, has been doing a good job at trying to
Shout out to
show
Tracy.
a different way to
It's
organize and
different.
connect with
Mm-hmm.
people. It has been very intentional to roll out. It is one that has been different in years past. Right now, I don't necessarily know if that is the case from the top down because I'm hearing so
Mm-hmm.
much about saving democracy, right? Like we're in this fight with the other side. It really is starting to feel to me like gang violence, right? Either you a blood or you're a crip. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you and I are quite fond of. We're not going to say her name here, but she was recently appointed to be a judge, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? We know her, and like you can see online, like you can see the people, the discourse between the people, right?
Yeah, the faction. Yeah, yeah.
Like, right, and it's, I mean, it I don't know how else to put it outside of gang violence, right? Like, like either you blood or you cuz. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? And
And
I have been seeing that, right? Because there was one of your frat brothers, right? And you know what I'm saying? Because it's a black space. We talk about black stuff.
mm,
There was one of your frat brothers who was recently appointed to something, right? Like, and there was a lot of backlash, right? That,
there
you
was
know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
backlash.
There was a lot of
Oh.
backlash that the frat was like, hey, congratulations, sir. Good on you, sir. Right? Like, and I think, right, like despite of how we see things ideologically, I think that there should be some kind of applause for blackness that is put up in high places, right? Like, I think there should be some kind of applause. Not, you know what I'm saying? Would like to be clear, not rooting for the other side or anything, right? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want y'all to gang up on me. But
Oh, you getting
like it
canceled real quick.
get canceled real quick. But it does make me ask the question. It does make me ask the question where where does blackness start and the party line begin?
Mm.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like as a people, as people who have been heavily disenfranchised by both parties, as people who have been left behind by the government as a whole, no economic stimulation, no infrastructural growth in our communities, right? Like no real investment in our health and our well-being and our education. Like where
Can we not just
where
celebrate when we win?
you right?
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And
No,
I
I
don't,
hear you. I hear you.
and I don't know if that's an unfair question. And anybody in the comments, anybody that'll see this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's an unfair question, but as far as blackness is concerned, right? Like, what is the, like if we're so at odds, right? Like, and if there is a movement, like if the point of being in politics is to be able to, if the point of being in the politics is to enrich yourself, then none of what I'm saying matters, right? Like, honestly and truly. If that's the point, then none of what I'm saying matters. But if you are somebody who looks like us, who gets into the arena, like, what is your motive? Right? Like, and is that motive something that is going to help to progress the race? Right? Like, because we all have different beliefs and, you know what I'm saying, all that different kind of stuff. But like, when does blackness get put up on the mantle?
Yeah, and to add on to that, I'm also under the opinion that human nature, we're always going to find something to nitpick about something or
Mm-hmm.
someone.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we are people, but there's always something that's different. Oh,
Yeah.
we're black people. Well, there's always going to be something that's different.
Hmm.
Um, and at times we may just focus on that difference too much, where we do discredit the person and won't highlight them because of that. I we see it all the time. Prime example, as I can't remember the brother's name, but yeah, the Republican alpha that was nominated for something. And as I mentioned, the Brotherhood, the it blew up. The
Yeah.
comments, oh man, the comments were hilarious.
I mean, like,
But
so I want to ask you, like, as far because, like, right, because Alpha's a community, right? Like,
mhm,
it's a brotherhood, but it's also, it's essentially a community of people, right? Like, so, but that was the first time that I had ever seen an organization like that have that kind of
have
discourse,
that kind
right?
of fact. Hmm.
Yeah, like, 'cause I didn't. I always thought that there was like a streamline of consciousness amongst all of you. I never would have even assumed that not that there weren't that anybody was not a Democrat, right? Like
Hmm.
that, like it's almost inferred, like almost, if you
Yeah,
will,
yeah.
right? Like
Hmm.
like is that for the young brothers who, like who may want to pledge alpha one day, right? But they might not be a DM or whatever the case may be. Like, what does that look like? Like, what kind of discussions is that something that y'all even talk about?
Well, I will say that I'm not a spokesperson for Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, but I will say, just sharing my personal opinion, um, Alpha Phi Alpha is a very welcoming fraternity.
Hmm.
We don't discredit based off of any type of creed or affiliation or orientation. We're welcoming. We don't have that conversation when it comes to that specific thing.
Yeah,
Um, but once again, it's not as if the only thing that we ask is that you're registered to vote.
yeah,
We do ask that you're registered to vote. But when it comes to party affiliation, no. I mean, at the end of the day, we're inclusive. We're a brotherhood, as we
hmm,
should be. But once
yeah,
again, we all have our opinions about
yeah,
certain issues, certain things, certain topics that are happening in this economy and in this nation as a whole.
hmm,
But yeah, uh, as someone who is of a different political party other than Democrat, I mean, still go for it. I mean,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not going to turn you away. We're not
So
going to treat you any different.
they just that cousin at the dinner table that voted for Trump, and everybody trying to figure out
Yeah,
why.
yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
oh, you did what now? So
Yeah, no, I see that. I mean, seeing all of that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Seeing Sean get her appointment, thinking about it made me think about that. Then it made me think about the guy who tried to start Soul City. Do you know about Soul City?
I don't think so.
So that was a gentleman. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. So Soul City it was to be like the first black, like all black city in America. And it was in North Carolina. If you
Okay,
Google
okay.
Soul City right now, there was a gentleman, uh, Soul City, North Carolina. I mean, and it's still a city. His name is Floyd McKissick. And
Hmm.
because I'm a political nerd, I know who Floyd McKissick is, and I know about Soul City. Um, and Floyd wanted to create a multiracial, self-sustaining boomtown in North Carolina that would bring jobs and create an economy. But he's a black man, and Floyd did something that was not like socially acceptable, right, during that time
Hmm.
because I think Ronald
Hmm.
Reagan or somebody was the president. So he had to go deal with Republicans to be able to get money for infrastructure to be able to build his city, right? Like, and
Yeah,
he's
you have to
seen
you
this,
have to work with the other side.
right? You know what I mean? And he was outcasted and shunned a little bit by like his black counterparts, right? And that's
Hmm.
why I ask, right? Like if right, I get it. Like if you're like a a crazy Trumper or something like that, right? Like, you should be shunned. You should be made fun of. People should pick at you. That's what I believe. You can tell me I'm wrong, but if you're like a crazy black Trumper, something's wrong with your noggin. That's just what I think. But if you're like a regular Republican, like, I mean, I personally think that's okay. I'm not going to vote with you, but like, I'm not going to discourage you from doing whatever it is you feel like you need to do. But if what you are doing is in the best interest of black people and blackness, I, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah, not all
yeah, it's like
Republicans are Trumpers.
like those things made me think about Floyd, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and my thought when I was reading about Floyd was, where does, because I was when I was talking to Dr. Smith, he was saying, like, right, black people don't have a party loyalty, right? Like, and
Mm,
I've heard Roland Martin say that, and other people, right? I've heard them say these things. Um, and just the different series of events got me to thinking, like, where does where's that delineation between like what's good for black people versus what is good for the different parties that we serve? Like, how do we, you know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
how do we deal with that tug of war? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
mean, I totally get the the ideologies that fall within the parties. Like, I get that, but there are people within our party who we vehemently disagree with about stuff too.
yeah. I think it also has something to deal with just how deep their ideology or their beliefs in their political party goes. I'm not sure exactly.
Mm-hmm,
For instance, I'm not sure exactly what uh, the brother that we was mentioning earlier. I'm not sure exactly how deep his party lies, his loyalty to his party lies, but I'm sure it was something egregious to the fact that these men were saying these comments about him. So I think it
mm-hmm.
also it goes back to what they may have been fighting for, or when
Yeah,
an issue that they are just a staunch believer in. But yeah, I feel as though once again, not every Republican is a Trumper.
yeah.
Those Trumpers, they have those extreme ideologies about some crazy things to the point that they think that this man is Jesus himself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it just depends on how deep how deep that red is.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Like, I have my friend Ryan on sometimes, and Ryan probably about like I don't know, maybe like a 35% Trumper. I mean, he a troll
Mm.
for sure, right? Like, but me and Ryan have been good friends, love for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, for sure, he's the worst.
Rage baiter.
Oh, he's the worst. Oh, he is the absolute worst. If he's watching, he know it too. He know it too. Oh God, he be pissing everybody off. You can go on the Gion's page. You can see Ryan on Gion's page losing his mind. Like, you can see him losing it. Like, we go back and forth when we have discourse about things that are happening and stuff like that. And of course, he's not black, so I can't talk to him about this, right? But like, I've definitely have been thinking about that, right? Like, like where, like, as far as it, as far as just like, organizing by community and not by party, like, how do we mend fences and able to get things done? Like, how do we do that? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because we
how do we
always
do that?
want to stress communication, but we always hate when the person has to go on the other side. So
Yeah.
it's like how do you balance that?
How do we do that, right? And I mean, I think it points to like a broader, like, the broader American community, as like things have become so incredibly polarized, right?
Oh,
Like that
polarized to
that
it.
nothing is getting done, right? Like, nothing is getting done. price, like we started off talking about how houses are extremely expensive, like prices are going up every day, like things are not,
Student loans, like
student loans, like things are not affordable, right? Like, and I think my question is, as far as like, good governance is concerned, like,
mhm.
I guess, like, when do we stop being so petty, right? Like, when do we stop?
When we want to fight, when it's time to finally fight, I guess. Like other
But,
than prime example, this election cycle.
mhm,
And I hope that throughout this nation that everyone is at least as fired up about this election as I am. This election is very critical. Now I know we always say that every year, but this election truly is critical. The things that this president is doing will affect at least two generations.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Um, Prime example in Texas. This man has been in office for 30 years. And where are we on in education? Where are we in healthcare?
Them babies can't read, and them people sick.
Man, there's a I know y'all see it. There's a guy on Instagram that be asking people to read a basic sentence, sometimes even in cursive.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
even
yeah.
do that.
They,
Can't even do
they,
that.
them kids are
They
shot. Them kids are
man,
shot. Shout out, my
silhouette,
bad. Let me get in
silhouette.
here real quick.
Oh, silhouette killed people.
Shout out Tara. Tara say what we talking about. Uh, we're talking about working across the aisle, basically, and how party politics is turned into gang violence, essentially. That's my take on it. I would definitely like to hear anybody's perspective on that. That's why I said it out loud, because I would like to hear what everybody thinks. But that's what we was talking about before. But to back to what Webby was saying, these babies cannot read. Greg Abbott is absolutely terrible. I think that, but do you think, like, going back to what I was saying about like the messaging from the party, do you think that like saving democracy is what's on the minds of Americans?
I truly hope so because at this moment we need every voter to go out there to the polls. Um, there's a lot of things that is riding on this election.
Mm-hmm,
If we continue to keep these Republicans in office, we're just going to continue to cripple ourselves. We
mm-hmm,
have this
mm-hmm,
big beautiful bill that's enacted. Like things are just going to get worse before they anywhere better. Um,
mm-hmm,
so I want everyone to just take a moment to just go to a town hall meeting or go to your local county party and just get some information on these candidates. See exactly how they can affect and change and impact your daily lives because that's exactly where it starts. It really starts at on the local level.
I mean,
We talk about. Oh, go ahead.
so I want to lean into that, right? So, as far as a organizing strategy, right? Like, what do you think is the most effective way for us to people for us to just genuinely bring people in to be interested in civics in general, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, without telling them what to think. What do you think is the best way for us to bring people into the fold so that then they can make a decision for themselves?
Outside of the traditional, meeting people where they're at, doing miniature focus groups, trying to figure out exactly what it is that they want to see. There are a lot of different people have different ideas of what the party should do, or
Mhm,
different ways that they can be engaged. Social media is, as we mentioned earlier, is a huge thing. Especially with this generation. So tapping to TikToks and Instagram and all that, you know, finding out different ways to be engaging. One of the
mhm,
things that
mhm,
we're doing at the party is something called party with party. where we're going to these social clubs, social outings, and events in order to register and engage voters there. So we're going out and meeting them where they're at.
I mean, and so I mean, what's the response? Like, because I mean, going back to like the democracy piece, like, what is the messaging like? Like, what's working? Like, because I honestly feel like I've not talked to one person who was like, "Yo, we got to save democracy." I only hear people inside of the party saying that. Yo, we got to
Mm-hmm.
save democracy. The lay person don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about democracy.
You know,
Like,
they only care about what's affecting them at that moment.
right. You know what I mean? Like, but if we really, I just want to know why we not keeping it real. Like, still. Why when gas is $7 is we talking to people about saving democracy? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, that why I'm not worried about voting when I can't get to work, when this economy is not hiring, so I don't even have a job. Or, once again, we were mentioning about groceries. I can't pay for my groceries. So I'm not worried about voting. I'm not worried about all this. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to survive.
right. And with knowing
And
that that is the case, knowing that that is the case, like knowing that, like, for the longest time, these people ain't felt nothing. For the longest time, nobody has been giving anything that they can really feel. Nobody is getting anything that they can eat or spend. Like, I'm just so confused as to why the talking points coming from on high is about saving democracy when the people who are not voting, like, I don't know, like, I mean, outside on Instagram, they can't tell you what 2 plus 2 times 100 is. Like, they know, they know democracy. They know exactly what it's supposed to be doing.
they know how to spell
No.
it. But to that point, you connect that to the purpose of voting, the purpose of
Mhm.
electing officials and representatives who come from the same places that you came from in order to bring back that to the legislature. Where we talk, for instance, a lot of people understand that, a lot of younger people will say, my vote doesn't matter. But we try to connect how that how their vote does matter.
Mhm,
When it
mhm.
comes to tuition, when it comes to paying for school, I I'm appreciative that I went to school when I did, because trying to pay for school now, the way Trump has cut all of these loans, it's ridiculous. So once again, we're electing representatives who come from our struggle, from our background, going to the legislature to fight for us. So that's one way that your vote can count. We're talking about groceries and how they're inexpensive. We just elected Christian Menifee. He's a fighter for us.
Mhm.
So it's things I know that he's going to fight for us in Congress. So it's tying to real life situations of how these individuals can help us.
I mean, I so, and and bringing it back right to how do we, right, like, because there are, I know in Harris County there's like over 150,000 black people who are registered to vote who have not voted,
Mm.
right, and just with everything that is going on, right, like, like, somebody, like, what I'm saying, I'm gonna wait to so when he come back on the show and reveal himself, but what I'm saying, bro was just telling me, right, that the dollar is going to the floor, right? Like everything is going to be reset. That's why Donald Trump named the renamed the Lake of Ontario to the Lake of America, right? Like now I don't know exactly like what exactly is happening, right? But what I'm saying is there's a lot of hoobity blah going around in the ethos,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and a lot, there's a lot of misinformation going on,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the I think the thing for me is the apparent cognitive dissonance that I can see people having about their participation in the process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's
Speak
like
on it.
it's apparent, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
why I brought it. That's kind of why I brought that's why I started the conversation the way I started it, right? Asking where is the delineation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Between like because like what are we fighting for? Like, are we all fighting for the same thing, right? They had a good talk at Wheeler. I think it was last weekend where they were having a discussion about, the white Christian nationalists and the role that they are playing in our political system and the way that black, what I'm saying, what's going on with people with black Christians, right? Like there's a cognitive dissonance happening there, right? These folks are praying to the same God that we praying to, allegedly, right? You know what I'm saying? To take things from us, to get rid of DEI, to stop all of these things. So that
Mm-hmm.
cognitive dissonance is there, right? And people aren't, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like people feel as though they're having arms wrapped around them in the proverbial sense, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so when we are having these discussions and things like that, I think that what exactly we're fighting for, and that's why I keep picking at democracy, because we can't afford homes, right? So like, what does that look like after, right? Like, what does that look like for me and my family? What does the future
The
look
Dem-
like for my children?
the Democratic Party definitely has a messaging problem. Um, one of my the organizing director at the Harris County Democratic Party, she typically asks this question to people that volunteer with us and
Mhm.
asks them, what is if you can change anything about the messaging, what is it that we're getting right? What is it we're getting wrong? How can we do a better job at the messaging? So once again, this is why I insist that doing like these miniature focus groups will work. Just picking people's brains on how this and that can be better. But at the end of the day, like we don't have a good messaging. We don't have a good brand. We think that the Democrats are fighting for X, Y, and Z when they might be fighting for A, B, and C. So
Mhm.
it's they have to do better when it comes to laying things out better for the party to digest. What is our plan? What are we fighting for? Is it this? Is it that? People think that the Democrats are focusing too much on trans rights. Some people are thinking they're not focusing it out on enough. So it's like
Yeah.
figuring out what are we fighting for? What's the overall message? What's the overall?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's important, right? Because when we're talking about the lay people, right, these nuances that we're thinking on, right? Like, what I'm saying? They seeing these black people
They're
get,
not for, yeah.
right? They're not like we will pick about the nuance, right? We'll pick about who did what in what party and stuff like that. But when the lay people see this, like, what are they actually thinking, right? Are they thinking good for you? Are they thinking you a sellout? You know what I mean? Like, what are they
Mhm.
thinking? Because we know what the politicals are talking about. Like, but like, how does that resonate for those folks? You know what I'm saying? Those folks who may feel right, like who feel out of the loop, right, or like not communicated to. And I have been listening. I can't remember exactly who I was listening to, but that's why I'm on here asking about like what I'm saying we have to save democracy, because I'm just kind of thinking about like all of the things, right? Like I'm talking to my partner, and he was telling me about one of his partners who been living in the same apartment complex for like some years, like, cause he can't really afford to get out of that loop. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what's up with the people, dog? Like, like, let's talk about it, right? Like, what's her name? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She just won out there in Miami, right?
Mhm.
Like, now apparently that was historically a black district, right?
Mhm.
And it is from it's right here. I'm like, what happened? Right? Like, what happened? like, like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that again, going back to the delineation of like, where does it stop? Right? Like, because if this was something that black people was controlling, this was a way for black people to be able to get resources into like black areas and have black representation for whatever it is they needed. Does it, like, is it right? Like, for some, it may be all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as there's a Democrat, it's fine. But like, is that the same? Right? I don't think so. Like, people are saying like, oh, well, she shouldn't have done that, right? But like, she got redrawn out. She had to like run for whatever it is she was
Yeah.
going to run for. But like, that dilutes black power. Like, and is that unimportant? Like what is important right now? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't, like, these might not be the most comfortable question. This might not be the most popular thing to talk about. I don't give a damn. But what what is important? Like, because I feel like until we can genuinely say like what it is we are fighting for, we're going to continue to be fighting uphill.
And continue to nitpick everything.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I think going back to the gang violence, right? I mean, I think it's just it's natural when people click up, right? Like, that's like a natural thing that people are going to click up. But when when we talking about black power, right? Like, we talking about being able to obtain black political power, what I'm saying, and black influence, and black economic viability. Like, where's our starting point? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because at one point, like you tend to question if you tend to question like at what point does this separation, as you mentioned, does this separation occur? Like when does the what am I trying to say? Like when does all of the nuances of the person, for instance, the person being a Republican,
Mm-hmm.
the when does that how, when does that really affect the community? Like when does it become an issue where all of that just affects the community?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
When does that separation become? When does that separation happen? Like when is it? We're so meant to be crabs in a barrel. Tend to pull our brothers down in order to get to the top. So when does that all of that become a separation from the community? When does
yeah,
that become an impact? You know,
yeah. I
so
mean, I
I don't
have
know.
been, what I'm saying. I have been, what I'm saying, and shout out to Shay, because I had a conversation with Shay about this similarly not too long ago, and I commented on his post because I was, I had to go to an event, um, and this was weighing on me because I had to go to an event, right? And I was there, and there was a brother there who is not of our party, but like, the things that he was offering to the community, like, you know what I mean, like, I couldn't be upset with it, right? And I
Right,
had
right.
I had cognitive dissonance about not being able to really be upset with it, or what I mean, be able to like report back and be like, like, I couldn't, right? You know what I mean? But why do I even? But the thing is, like, it's nonsensical, right? Like to even think like that. Like it is
It's,
truly.
if it's a resource for the community, if it's a resource for us, like why should it matter where it comes from?
I don't know, but it feel like it do, and it feel
It
heavy.
does. It
It
does. It
feel
does.
real heavy, right? Like, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, dog, like we as black people, we already got enough problems.
Hmm.
We have so many problems. We have so many problems, right? Like, and I get it. Some of us are Uncle Ruckus. Like, I get it. And I'm not advocating for Uncle Ruckus at all. I think my question more stems to your point of like the crabs in a barrel,
Hmm.
like in the way that we are like pulling each other down. Like, I definitely think that we need to come together and be able to articulate a message to our people through our legacy institutions like the NAACP, like the Urban League, like, what I'm saying, church, pastors need to get up in a pulpit and stuff like that. But there definitely needs to be a streamline of consciousness. But I think that I don't think that anything that we're doing like right now, like as far as like community wise or mainstream, is centered around blackness,
Hmm.
right? Like, like it's, like, and I mean, we romanticize the civil rights movement and stuff like that. But, it seemed like at that time, the things that were being fought for like around blackness. And I don't really hear many of the elders talking about like the infighting between like this black representative being on this side and that black representative being on that side. I don't really know what it was like, but for the sake of our community, right? Like I feel like we need to have the people who we have in charge have some kind of synergy because the infighting is still, it's still affecting us in a way in which we ain't got nothing still.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like we still don't have much of anything. We still trying to get a seat at the table, right? Like, and I feel like we're allowing the outside powers, right, and the fodder, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to pick a side. You got to do this. You got to do that. You love God. You believe in abortion. You believe in trans. You believe in this. You believe in that. And I get it, like all of the beliefs, but like like Christian says, like I'm black first before I'm a Democrat. Like, where does that exist? Where does being black first exist now? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, like I like it's like I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, when are we going to put blackness first? Again, everybody got their intersections. I get that everybody has their intersections. Gay, straight, trans, not trans, Republican, Democrat, Independent, DSA, whatever the case may be. Everybody got the intersections. But if we
Who?
black and it, huh? DSA,
What is DSA?
Democratic Socialists of America.
Oh,
What?
my bad. I'm, you say gay, straight, and then DSA. I'm like, what?
No, I said gay, straight, Republican, Democrat, DSA.
Oh, my bad. I ain't hear the Republican and Democrat part. I just
Yeah,
heard
right.
gay,
Like, you know what
straight,
I
and
mean?
DSA.
Because I just feel like there's a lot of like confusion, especially around
Yeah.
minorities, right? Like, as far as like who they should vote for, who to support, right? Because we still got the infighting between the Democrats and the DSA, right? The Democratic Socialists of America, Mondami, right? You got
Who's doing
Mondami
a
in New York.
phenomenal job.
He's doing a phenomenal job, right?
Man.
You got Mondami in New
Give it
York,
up
and
to
then
that
you
brother.
got
You got some claps. You got some
yeah. Let's give it. I'm
applause.
gonna give him some. I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
some. Hold on, I'm gonna give him some. I'm gonna give him some. And then you Abdul, what's his name up in Michigan? Abdul El Saeed up in Michigan. He's with DSA. And I mean the lady that won out in Colorado, she's with DSA, right? Like, but that their politics is very populist, right? And
Hmm.
it is very tangible, right? Like Mondami gave them folks tickets to the game.
What was that?
He
take us to the game. He babysat
shuffling
so they
snow,
can
like
like
all of that stuff, right? Like
like
that stuff is
tangible
tangible,
things.
right? There's something that you can feel, right? But also,
Hmm.
if you look at the voting numbers from when Trump ran a long time ago, him in ASC in AOC's district, there were people that voted for him and her. You see what I'm saying? Like, and people were like so shocked. And so, like, how this can happen? How can this happen? How can this happen? But like, people are looking for extreme change. One, two, our youth are becoming more radicalized because things are so polarized,
Hmm.
right? So either you got kids going into like this Christian purity movement, or they're going like radical, like left, right? It ain't too many like in the middle, right? Like they are, but like it's just like everybody else. Either you're far right or you're far left. If you're in the middle of any one of those things, you're a weirdo right now. Like
It's a product
you're
of the environment that they were
yeah,
raised
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because like, like if you're not out here like throwing fake blood at people screaming like die Israel, like are you really a Democrat?
Hmm.
And if you're not walking around in all red supporting Donald Trump, are you really a Republican? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so everybody in the middle, like, everyone in the middle, grandma Mary, who's a devout Christian, she from the South Side, and she don't believe in abortion. She don't believe that she don't believe in trans people. She don't believe, right? Like she don't believe. But she's a staunch
Mama Mabel?
Democratic,
No.
right? They don't believe, right? They do not believe, right? You know what I'm saying? Then you got those who do believe, who are affirming Christians, and they believe, right? Like there's a lot of polarization going on, and you got those people in the middle who don't necessarily like know where to go or like who to talk to because they represent these they almost feel archaic communities. Like, they're not like their communities don't seem so valid anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's just like that was a time in the past. Like it's not like this not your time right now. Right? Like sit down, Grandma Mabel. Like
Yeah. 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 I mean, honestly, that's how these Gen Zers talk about boomers.
what do they
Like
say?
it, sit down, boomer.
Right.
Shut up, boomer. like like
I'm
it's going back to your point, it is archaic. Like the way it used to be is too far in the past. Now it's more radical. Now it's more polarizing. Now we're in a different environment. We're in a different economy.
hmm
Like things are perfect example. Things were different 10 years ago for
they were
us
very
growing
different.
up. The growing up in Harris County politics completely different than what it is now.
Very different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
So it's it's the evolving times.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I think that I mean I'm still a dinosaur. I'm still a moderate. Like
Same, same, same.
I'm still a moderate, right? Like I'm still pretty moderate. You know what I mean? Like I used to, I grew up a military brat. So I'm still pretty moderate, right? Like I'm, live life, be who you want to be, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? If I was a pastor, I would marry gay people and all that other kind of stuff. Like, but as far as like the way I see about fiscal politics, stuff like that, like but I'm a black man from the South,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so not everything resonates with me, and I don't support everything, right? Like, but knowing that like there are people, right, like us who are not politically astute. How do we, right, talk to other black men about this?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and like truly get through to them. But I'm not saying like, I'm not saying that black men don't vote them because we do. We vote them a lot. But there are a lot more of us who are not voting, right? And they believe this and they believe that and they believe this and they believe that. Like, so who is it incumbent upon to impart that information on those people? You know what I'm saying? Going back to what come first, the party
Yeah.
or the culture?
Oh man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the question for tonight. Like, what comes first, right? And I, you work for the party, all that other kind of stuff. Like, I get it. Like, you got to do your thing. But if we're talking about right on politics pan, this is the Black Affirming Show. We talk about black stuff. What comes first, right? You know what I'm saying? I love that Christian says that like I'm a black person first before I'm a Democrat, right? Because I want to make sure that what I'm saying, I'm here for all Americans, but please be very much so sure and aware that I'm a black man and that I have issues that are congruent with black people. Like, how do we rise from the ashes, Welby?
How do we, my brother?
We live in
We
a different house right now.
huh? What'd you say?
You heard me. I said we live in a Slytherin house right now. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We I think one of the things that we have to be is just more intentional.
Uh-huh.
Um, for uh, for the Democrat side, we just have to be more intentional. Um, I personally, I understand. Being a black man is a struggle in America, no matter what creed you are. Um, Being a black person in general, black people are constantly being attacked in this nation. Um, and being a Democrat, um, we have seen democracy being challenged and the Democrats being black Democrats at that being at the forefront of various things. We talked about the civil rights earlier. Um, and it's people like that that elevated during those times. We have half of what we have now because of them. They're our legacy, and it's up to us in order to continue that. It's up to us to continue to be intentional and spread the messaging that uh, that's current. Uh, so we just really have to be more intentional, man.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. And I would like to, for everybody listening, the definition of democracy, right? And this is why I feel like it's bullshit. Democracy is a system of government where power rests with the people
Hmm.
who rule either directly or through freely elected representatives.
Do we have that now?
Hell no. No, we do not live in a democracy. That's why I'm pissed off about this bullshit. No, we do not. They gerrymander the shit out of our country, bro. Like, it's not like
Man,
we like they
man,
like
on a
they
whim,
rig
on a
they
whim,
they rig it, right? And
snap
it's
of a
not
finger.
like, and this the thing, bro. This the thing, right? Like, if you watch me, you're gonna learn something today. This ain't just a Republican thing. Everybody do it. Gerrymandering ain't new. It's a tool that they use to be able to get power. It's a tool that they use. So no, we don't. Do you feel like as a person that the power rests with you? Do you feel like that?
When you constantly say that my vote doesn't count.
No, I'm asking you. Do you
Oh,
feel
me?
like that you got the power, Captain Planet? Do you have the
No,
power?
I ain't got no power.
That's what I'm saying. Then we don't live in no goddamn democracy. If we lived in a democracy, it would be like what was that? Was it Greece or something like that? Like ancient Greece or something like that, where they all stand around and they shout, oh, and then they
Yes.
stab Caesar, and Brutus stab Caesar. You know?
Et tu, Brute?
Yes, that is democracy. That
Need to
is
watch Plot A
democracy.
tonight.
Yeah, that is democracy.
Are you not entertained?
That is democracy, bro. Like, so You know what I'm saying? Now we live more in like a representative democracy, but it's like a republic kind of. You know what I mean? So as a political nerd, when we are talking about saving democracy, I can't just walk up like, and during that time they were like, you had to be like a rich landowning man. It doesn't really change, right? Rich, white, own land. It's usually the verbiage to be able to vote anywhere, right? But that's democracy. We don't have that. We have to elect representatives to go somewhere to talk to us, and then we got to call them representatives on the phone to schedule a meeting to possibly be able to go and talk to them if you
If
have a problem.
if
If
they
they
even
answer,
have.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I like, I'm not really I don't really understand the DSA thing, and I think that I don't really understand it because I haven't really seen it in like I'm still trying to understand it from like my black context.
Mhm.
Right, like, but I mean, the cognitive dissonance is still there. But like I mean, it's easy to see why they are making such a splash across the country because people want something they can feel.
And
Like,
the reason why you have that dissonance is because of that fact. We are a community that constantly asks for help, that tries to have the government, do things for us, this, that, and the other, but we're neglected. There are communities throughout Harris County that are constantly neglected.
mm-hmm,
We're getting pandered to vote for people without having tangible actions behind it.
mm-hmm.
Here at the DSA, they have those tangible things.
I mean, and they're
Like
coming with it.
they're coming with it, man. Like I said, Madami,
Coming with it.
phenomenal job.
Now, Ryan is a troll, and I would like to put that back out there. But when Madami did the thing to be able to get the city budget together, he like took a
Mhm.
loan from the state and got some more money and stuff like that. And they were like, "Oh, he kicking the can down the road," which is true. And the moderate in me is like, yeah, that's true. Like, if you can't figure out how to generate more revenue, you probably shouldn't borrow money,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But right now,
Why
the
increase your
people that
debts?
voted for him don't give a damn. They don't care at all. They're like, yeah, more city services. Yeah, the police come on time.
He's giving us
Yeah,
what he said he's
like,
giving.
right, like he's actually doing something. Now, I definitely think that it is a problem that cities and counties across the country can't figure out how to make more money. Definitely think that's a problem because we're just going to keep going into more inflation,
Mhm.
more and more and more inflation because they're just going to keep printing more money because they're going to have to take out more loans. And this is going to keep on going and going and going and going and going. But for the moment, it does feel good. But is it fiscally responsible? I don't think so. So I mean, right? Like, but that's like,
Pros
right,
and cons. Pros and
right.
cons.
You know what I mean? Like, but for the layperson, it's wonderful.
Wonderful. Man,
Yes.
you're telling me that somebody gonna watch my kid and I can take my wife out? What? Man, go ahead. Watch it for 2 hours.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
want me to
this
vote?
like
I'll vote for you again.
I would if I hadn't had a date night in 3 years and then somebody became the mayor and then I was able to get a date night, I'd vote for him for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because these people are getting tangible things.
This is true. This is true. This is true. Well, I think we had a good show.
I think so too, man. It
I
was a
ain't
great
gonna lie.
conversation.
I think it was a great conversation. I know Tara was on my head a little bit, talking about what we what we talk about. She was on me a little bit, but I feel like I made my point though.
Yeah.
About yeah. I feel like I made my point, right? As far as I just want to know, what about the Negroes? I
What
think
about
that's my
us?
that's it. Like,
Give, give me free.
give us free. Give us free. My name is Kunta Kinte. My name is Toby. My
Until
name
you
is
do right by me.
Oh Lord.
Oh man, I love our
Um,
people. I love our
yo,
people.
no, I do too, bro. Like in the most. in the most WWJD way, I love black people, bro. Like so much, like all black people, bro. Shout out my boy Chad Black with the Each One Teach One. Um, you know what I mean? And my whole mission, bro, for even doing this is to just make sure that black people are aware of what's going on and they get a, you know what I'm saying? Because to the day I die, I'm gonna vote Democrat. I'm never gonna vote any other party. But if I'm gonna educate you about I'm gonna give you my unbiased, nonpartisan take as far as like what is happening. And the whole point in politics with Pan is to be able to educate, spread love, have a little fun while we do it. And I appreciate my brother Welby Good for coming and getting down with me tonight, baby.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having me, man.
Nah, this was great. And I knew. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like it's just been so many like moment after moment after moment after moment after moment that was just, because I mean, when it's not even like Democrat versus Republican, a long time ago we had all of these, right? We used to have the two Martin Luther King parades here.
Yeah.
Right? And then a long time ago, right? Like we got the NAACP, the Urban League, the that league, the this, the that, the this, the that, the this, the that. We only 13% of the population. We only 13%. And we got more groups than the Lord should allow. You see what I'm saying?
A church on every block.
Oh, like we so separated is crazy. We find every reason to depart from one another. Every reason to depart from one another, but no good reasons to join together. None. But we can find every reason to have division. That makes
13 organizations that do the same thing.
The exact same thing, just because you want to shine a little bit harder than him. Like now, those who want to stand close to the white light, you feel me? Go do that. But just don't stand by us. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, and piss on us to tell us it's raining. Just go over there with them and do that. Like, but if your goal is to help uplift blackness, then do that. Let's find some synergy. And let's work together. Like, there's no reason for us to not be a closed fist. What's that? Apes stronger together. Not calling black people apes. But I love Planet of the Apes.
No!
You know what I mean? Oh, like Caesar was the man, dog. Like Caesar was
my boy Caesar.
Caesar was the man, dog. Like Caesar was the man. And I hate the fact that every time I see that movie, I think like, this is how the white people did us, bro. Like, every time I see it, bro, that's why I'm like, I don't want to be like, but every time I see it, I just cannot go to, that's Martin Luther King right there. Like,
you out of line.
Bro, for real, bro. Like, not on some, like, you feel me? Like, that movie touched my soul, dog. Like, that movie, like, bruh, the struggle, like, it's hard to not identify with the struggle. Like, it's hard to not, like, imagine, bro, like, not being able to talk and then you get, and now you can think for yourself or you can do stuff and you just out here and these people treating you bad and you like,
man, they try to capture him so they can kill him.
So bro,
I get smart and you wanted to kill me? Damn.
Nigga, you better not learn to read. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, master.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yes. Oh Lord.
Oh man, bro, I gotta eat.
I can never watch that movie without wanting to fight the power later, bro. I can never do it.
Man,
I gotta be so upset. When it's over, bro, I be so upset, dog. Why they just over here messing?
Nigga.
Why over here messing with people, bro? Like, go home. Like, go back to bed. Oh, okay. Especially when they had Woody Harrelson come in the one with Woody.
Yeah,
I hated him for like 5 years, bro. I hated Woody Harrelson, and I love him as an actor. I hated him. I hated him, bro.
yeah. Boy, they
Hated him. Hated his
fucked them
guts.
all up.
Hated his
Man,
guts. Hated his
man.
guts. Him and the monkey with the broke ear, whatever his name is, hated him too. Kumba,
Kurt
Koya,
check was mess, nigga.
Kurt, whatever. Yeah, Kurt check.
Don't trust a nigga named K.
Okay. All right, that was fun.
Nah, man. Lord have mercy.
Yo, this has been a very entertaining episode of Politics with Pen. Welby, thank you so much for being here, dog. Let me give you another round.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. No, thanks for coming on the show, man. And thanks for speaking so candidly. I really appreciated it. I really hope, you know what I'm saying? I really hope that some people's thoughts process was challenged a little bit today. That's my hope and my prayer. And I hope that we're a little bit stronger because of today's conversation. Welby, do you have anything that you would like to say to anybody that is out there in the ethos?
Man, once again, I just encourage everyone to go vote this November. Doesn't matter your affiliation, just go out and vote. Can't stress that enough. It's a lot that's riding on this election, a lot that's about to happen, and all of this once again can affect 2 generations. So please exercise your vote.
You heard it here first. Election day is November 3rd.
3rd, yes, sir.
November 3rd. And
Early voting here in Harris County. Early voting here in Harris County starts October 19th.
October 19th. Early voting starts here in Harris County. Make sure that you get registered to vote. If you would like some information on how to get registered to vote, you can reach out to Mr. Welby Good. His Instagram handle is scrolling here at the bottom.
Please do.
He also works with the Harris County Democratic Party. Please give the party a call.
They are there. Today.
Like the hotline, they're going to pick it up on the hotline.
On the hotline. pretty Ricky.
This has been fun. Until next Friday, peace, love, and happiness. Love y'all. Peace, Welby.
Amen.
Oh, man. Ice cold.